Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I am going to be talking about all the books that I read in 2022. If you're interested in this, then keep on watching. Okay guys, so I have all the books right here. I have a big stack. For the whole year of 2022 I read in total 20 books. So at the beginning of the year I wasn't reading a lot. I just read like 4 books, and then by September that's when I started like really picking up. I was reading about 2 books every week. So yeah, I just wanted to show you and give you recommendations of the books that I liked and the books that I didn't like. So I am going to be telling you a little bit about all of the books so you can have an idea, but no spoilers of course. So yeah, let's just get started. Okay guys, so one of the first books I read this year was the On Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. This is how it looks like. This book is really popular. I'm pretty sure I saw it on TikTok and then I decided to read it. This is basically about a girl. Her name is Olive. She's a twin and her sister gets married, and then everyone gets like food poisoning, but she doesn't get food poisoning, and then she has to go on the honeymoon vacation with the best man, which she also doesn't like, and like they don't like each other. So that's where that's kind of going. So this is kind of like enemies to lovers, but they didn't really hate each other. So yeah. So overall I give this book a 4 out of 5. I will say more like 3.5 out of 5 because like it was interesting and everything, but I think it was a little like a thick book for me, in a sense that yeah, it was interesting, but then there were these points where it got like a little like boring. So yeah, but I'll still recommend it. It's like a cute book. And yeah. Okay guys, so then this was actually the first book that I read this year, and this is what literally got me back to reading, because I wasn't really reading like at all like the year before that, like in 2021. So this is the Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. So this book, it's amazing. I love it. It is a little thick, but it is totally worth it. So I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. It's great. So this is basically about Catalina. So she has to go to her sister's wedding in Spain, and she doesn't have a boyfriend, and her family is like all in her business, like saying why doesn't she have a boyfriend. So she has to look for a date for the wedding. That's when one of her colleagues that they dislike each other says that he will be willing to go with her. So that's where it kind of goes. It's also enemies to lovers. I love that trope of books. So yeah, so most of the books that are here are that. This is pretty good, and it's also funny in some parts. I really love it. I totally recommend this book. You're gonna love it. Okay guys, so the next book is The Hating Game by Sally Thorns. So this is they actually made this a movie. I watched the movie and I liked the movie, but the book was way better. This is also an enemies to lovers, but they didn't really hate each other. Like she hated him at the beginning. I don't know how to explain it. You have to read this book. It's like pretty short in my opinion. Like I will read this book in one day. So basically they forced to work together, and then they have to like they basically work like in front of each other in the office, and they literally hate each other, and they have to like compete for the same promotion, and then a lot of things happen. I'm very bad at explaining books, but I don't want to give anything away, and that's just basically it. Like they hate each other, they compete for the same promotion, and then that's when they kind of start like liking each other. So yes, I totally recommend this book. I gave it I forgot what I gave it. I did give it a 5 out of 5. It was more like a 4.5 out. There's a lot of things, like small things in the book that I didn't like, but yeah, I totally recommend this if you like the enemies to lovers book trope. I think that's how you call it. And then yeah, you're totally gonna love it. Okay, so this next one, I think I saw it in like a recommendation video on TikTok, but I don't think it's like very popular of a book. It's called Just Friends by Charity Farrell. To be honest, I don't really remember much of the book, so I'm gonna read you a little bit of the back. It says, Carolina, little did I know when Rex came to my locker attempting to bribe me that he'll turn into my everything. We'll become best friends. I'll steal his heart, he'll steal mine. Nothing has changed in the years of our friendship. Not our connection, not our feelings, or that we still hold each other's hearts, but his heart is the only thing I've kept. This secret I'm hiding, because Shada the only man I've ever loved. It was pretty good. I didn't kind of like too much the writing style of this. I feel like the writing style was a little like young adult, like the books. I did end up giving this book a 5 out of 5, but now that I like remember, it was more like a 4. I still totally recommend this, and it's pretty short in my opinion, so I think you'll read this like pretty fast. So yeah. Okay guys, so the next book is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Everybody knows about this book, to be honest. I'm not even gonna talk too much about it. I'm just gonna say I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It was amazing. I cried. You have to look up like trigger warnings before reading this because there's a lot of things that could trigger you. It was very good. I also read It Starts With Us. I don't have the physical copy with me. We're gonna talk about that right now. Yeah, 5 out of 5. You're gonna love this. Look for trigger warnings before reading. The sequel to that book is called It Starts With Us. I'm going to put a picture right here. I lent it to somebody. So the book, I liked it, but I didn't love it. I feel like I got the closure that I needed from It Ends With Us. Like, I feel like if she would have added like a bonus chapter, then that would have been enough, but not write a whole book. The book was very short. I read it literally one day. It was cute, but it wasn't like, oh, you know. I still gave it like 4 stars or 3.5, I think. But yeah, I don't think that book was necessary. I feel like I've heard that a lot also from a lot of people that had made like the like reviews on the book. If you read It Ends With Us and then you wanted a little more, then you can totally read It Starts With Us, but you don't need to. So yeah. Okay guys, so the next book is Twisted Love by Anna Huang. I think that's how you say her name. This book is amazing. I still gave it 4 stars because there were parts, like I said, like other books that kind of got a little boring. Like I already know you guys are gonna end up together, so like why, you know what I mean? Like even on the back it says this. I'm not giving a spoiler, but so this is basically between Ava and Alex. So Alex is Ava's brother's best friend, so he has to look after her. She's not even a child, she's in college. Her brother wanted someone to look after her, so then he did, and then of course you know what happened. But I really love this book. It's from a series. I read the first 2 books. I just got the third one. I really liked it, but like I said, some parts are a little boring. So, but I still totally recommend this book. And the books in the series, you don't have to like read all of them like in order. Like yes, you have like a little bit of overlap in like what's happening, but you don't really have to like read them like in order. So yeah, I gave this book 4 stars and I think you should read it. Okay guys, so this book, I love it. I gave it a 4.5. I didn't give it a 5. It just happens to me like with every book that's long. Like this book's pretty long. It took me about like 1.5 days of the other day. This book is between Bridget and Wrist. So she's basically a princess and he's her bodyguard. This book is really, really good. I think you're gonna love it. They didn't like each other. It was very professional, but then it wasn't professional, and they went through some stuff together. So this book is really, really good. I gave it a 4.5 because, like I said, once again, I sound like a broken record, but there are some parts that just become very slow when the book is like long, like this one. This book has about almost 500 pages. So yeah, but I still think that it's amazing. This is, I like this one better than Twisted Love. So yeah, I'm gonna read Twisted Hate next. So I'm gonna let you guys know how it goes. Okay guys, the next book is called The Sweetest Oblivion by Danielle Laurie. So this is also a series. This is the first book in the Mate series. So it's basically about a mafia boss that he has to marry the main character, Elena's sister. So Elena's sister don't want to marry him. A lot of things happen in this book. This is very like a very heavy book, but I really loved it. I really love like it was like the scene was in New York and all the like mafia things. This is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool book. It's very different from what I've read before. I think I'm gonna love the other books from the series as well. I think it's a 3-book series. I did give this book a 4 out of 5. Sorry, I'm looking down. It's because I'm looking at my Goodreads to remember like the rating that I gave. Actually, I'm gonna leave my Goodreads link below in the description so you can see, and you can follow me. We can be friends and we can see what books we're reading. So yeah, you know what happens. They like each other. It literally says it in the back of the book, so I'm not spoiling anything. But yeah, this book is great. If you're looking for something like different to read, it was really very different. I like the writing style. It was good. So yeah. Okay guys, the next book is Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. This book, 5 out of 5. I loved it. I'm pretty sure they have some trigger warnings in there. Yeah, you gotta look up trigger warnings. I think I forgot. So this is basically about Tate and Miles. Miles is like the brother's best friend, if I'm not mistaken. They live like right across from each other, and then Tate starts living with her brother. That's when everything started. So yeah, this is, sorry, I'm very bad at giving like explanations because I don't want to give anything away. This book is very good. I gave it a 5 out of 5, and I think it's pretty short in my opinion. Some people don't like Colleen Hoover's books because of the writing style, but I think the writing style is fine. I do have read books that have better writing styles, but to be completely honest, this was great. I totally recommend this book if you still haven't read it, because this book is very popular. The next book that I read, I'm gonna put a picture right here, is the Harry Potter's first book, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stones, I think it is. I usually read, I like to reread the whole books, like, and then watch the movies in like October when like Halloween comes. I don't know why, but I love doing that. But I didn't end up reading the whole books. I just read the first one and then half of the second one. If you guys know Harry Potter, if you haven't read it, you have to. It's great. That was literally like the first books that I read when I was younger. So yeah, of course I gave it a 5 out of 5. Next, A Moment of Silence for A Court of Thorns and Roses. The whole series, like the first book was alright. The whole series is like, I get so excited talking about this because it's so good. I'm gonna tell you which one was my favorite book. But this is basically about 19-year-old huntress. Her name was Fair. I don't know how to say her name. I don't know how to pronounce her name. So she kills a wolf, right? And then a whole lot of things happen because she did that. And then she finds herself in this whole other world that she was told to hate and that everybody was horrible over there. And she falls in love with one of the Fae, with one of the High Lords. This is like amazing. I don't even have words for it. I did give this book a 4.5 because it was great. It was great, right? But some parts I was like, I don't understand what's going on. Other parts I'm like, okay, I'm a little bored already, like get to the point. But other than that, this book is amazing. You have to read the whole series. You're going to love it, I am telling you. And I feel like this is a great like start to fantasy, because I've read like fantasy before, but this one was completely different. Like now I love fantasy books and like fae stuff, and oh my god, like I can't even talk. This is amazing. You have to read. Now for my favorite book of all time, Another Moment of Silence, please. I'm sorry, I just get so excited talking about this because this book, it's just that good. This is A Court of Mist and Fury. I forgot to say the author, Sarah J. Maas. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. Guys, this is the best book of the whole series. Like, it's just so amazingly made. Like, I had no idea that was gonna happen. What happened was gonna happen. You know what I mean? This book is thick. It's about 600 pages. The other one that comes after that is bigger, but I still devoured this book in like a day. It was that. I seriously can tell you that this is the best book I have ever read in my whole 22 years of life. Yeah, this is my favorite one so far. So if that changes, I'll let you know. But yeah, totally recommend this. Please read this, please. Okay, next, this is the third book of the series. It's A Court of Winds and Ruin. This book is also very thick. It's about almost 700 pages. Solid. Also amazing. I gave it a 5 out of 5. Like, the first book was alright, the second book was amazing, and then the third book was also amazing, but I still prefer this. But yeah, this one, it's amazing. You have to read it. If you want to go look at the like synopsis, that's how it's called, on the back, you can, but I kind of like wouldn't do that because then you're gonna get confused, you're not gonna read it. I just don't like that. Like, the back, it kind of spoils a little bit of what's gonna happen, so I don't really like that. But yeah, then this is the fourth book of the series. She went from this to this. I was so confused. Before reading this book, I looked at like TikToks, you know, a little bit, so I could see, because I was like so confused, like, why are you so small? Like, and after everything that happened on the third book, I was like, I kind of got like a lot of closure from that book. Like, I don't know what else you can possibly write about, but this book was alright. I still gave it a 4 because what she talked about was basically how the characters were like coping with what happened, with the whole situation that happened. It was a little bit boring, to be completely honest, but I read this literally in one sitting. Like, I didn't even get up from bed. I feel like this book was not necessary at all. Yeah, I know you wanted to give us a little something. You can still read it. Like, you kind of have to read it to keep knowing what's going on. Now, the last book was A Court of Silver Flames. films. I didn't buy this book. I got it for free on my iPad and I read it on my iPad. That's when I started like reading on my iPad because I get the books for free, so it's kind of like you know. But I kind of don't really like reading on my iPad because I don't know, the feel is different when you're holding a book and the pages. It's just different. If you know, you know. This book was, I thought I wasn't gonna like it because it's not fair. I don't know how to say her name. Sorry. The main character. It isn't based on the main character. It is based on her sister and like her love story and like what she going through, like what she went through. It was amazing. I thought I wasn't gonna like it, but it was amazing. I gave it a 5 out of 5. You have to read this. You're going to love it. This was way better than this book. And it is thick. I don't know how many pages the last book has because I don't have it. I don't have the physical copy, but on my iPad it was like 1,000 something. You definitely have to read this. I gave it a 5 out of 5. You have to read the whole thing. Like, I'm definitely gonna reread that whole series now. This book is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. How you say her name? I have a kind of some complaints. I gave this a 3.5. There were some parts that I loved, and then other parts it sounded very kind of like too childish, not childish, but like too cheesy for me. You know, it was kind of a little too cheesy for me. That's why I got it a 3.5. But I love the setting, the academia setting, like school, like grad school setting. You know, I love that. I liked their love story, but I didn't really like it that much. There's some people like that love this book. I'm like, I don't really know what you saw in that. So yeah, I think you still should read it. Like if you like academia books, like reading from people that like are going to like college and stuff like that, I think you should read it. I gave this a 3.5. Now the next one is also by Ali Hazel. I don't know how to say her name. I don't know how to say anyone's name. This is how it looks like. It's called Below Zero. I read this because I wanted like a wintry type of book, and I think I saw it on a TikTok that it was like recommended as such thing. It wasn't like a Christmas thing or anything. It was just like a wintry type of book. Like you can even see it on the thing, on the cover, that it looks like wintry type, you know. I give this book a 3. Let me tell you something. When I read Below Zero, I was like, am I reading The Love Hypothesis once again? Like, I'm so confused. Like, it's literally the same thing. Literally, the characters also, I got the same vibe from the characters. The setting was different because they were not in school. They were at work. But still, I got the same vibe. Like, very, very similar. It was way too similar. Once again, because I didn't like The Love Hypothesis that much, I was like, nah. I still read it. I think it was cute, but it was not, like, amazing. So, if you liked or loved The Love Hypothesis, I think you're gonna like Below. So, you should read it if you love The Love Hypothesis, but if not, then okay. Next we have Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. I'm gonna put a picture here. I don't know if you can see this. I feel like all of her books are literally the same thing. I don't know why I thought this one was gonna be different. No, I think that's why I didn't buy the physical copy, because I knew this one was gonna be the same. I give it a 3.5. I liked the love story. I just, once again, it was way too similar, a little too cheesy for me. Yeah, people love this one. I'm like, good for you, but me, no. To be completely honest, I will read, like, I think she has like a whole other books that are like similar, like STEM type of books. I will read it just because of that, just because I like the setting of, like, you know, like grad school, like sciencey stuff. I love. That's why I didn't give the books like a 1. Other than that, I think the books are way too similar. Like, I'm so confused. Like, why are you literally writing the same thing? So I don't know. The writing style, it's not my favorite. Kind of didn't look like professional in a way. Like, after I read those books after reading the Akatar series, so Akatar was beautifully written. Like, I love that writing style. And then I went to, you know, like The Love Hypothesis and Love on the Brain and Below Zero, and I was like, this is not my favorite thing. I think I'll read her all the books just because I like the setting. The last book that I read in 2022 was Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. So this book basically, so they're in college and she's the type that, oh, I don't want a relationship, like I can't do that, and he like wants a relationship. They are kind of forced to spend a lot of time together because she's a figure skater and he is a hockey player, and something happened to the ring where they used to practice, and then they had to like kind of like practice together, something like that. So they were spending a lot of time together. Yes, that's basically it. I really liked the book. I gave it a 4 stars. Once again, some parts I was like, okay, like can you hurry up? Like, I already kind of know what's going to happen. So like, and this book was pretty thick in my opinion. I've seen the physical copy and it was pretty thick, so there were certain parts that I thought were like unnecessary. Like, she was like dragging the story, so I was like, okay, come on, like I want to know like already. Like, so this book, I didn't read it in one sitting. It took me like 4 days because there were some parts where I was like, okay, I don't really want to read this right now. So I still give it a 4. I think you will like it if you like the college vibe thing. Like, there were a lot of parties and things like that. It was also pretty cheesy. So okay guys, so that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I loved making this video. I am going to be making more book videos in the future, so if you like reading and you want like new recommendations of books, make sure to subscribe down below and click the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. This year I want to do more videos that I truly enjoy making about things that I'm really passionate about, just like reading. Stay tuned because I'm definitely gonna make more book videos. So yeah, once again, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe down below and click the notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload a new video. Bye guys.